midnight at a liquor store in Texas. Closing time, another day's done. When a boy walks in the door and points a pistol, he can't find a job, Lord, he's found a gun. He pulls it off with no trace of confrontation. Then he lets the old man run out in the street. Even though he knows they'll come with guns a-blazing, and already he can feel that great release. Oh, how many travelers get weary, bearing both their burdens and their scars. Don't you think they'd love to start all over and fly like eagles out among the stars? He pictures the arrival of the cruisers, sees that old familiar anger in their eyes, and he knows when they're shooting at this loser, they'll be aiming at the demons in their lives. Oh, how many travelers get weary, bearing both their burdens and their scars. Don't you think they'd love to start all over and fly like eagles out among the stars? The evening news that carries all the details. He dies in every living room in town. In his own, a bottle stone and anger, and his father cries, we'll never live this down. Oh, how many travelers get weary, bearing both their burdens and their scars. Don't you think they'd love to start all over and fly like eagles out among the stars? Oh, how many travelers get weary, bearing both their burdens and their scars. With the Lord, you can start your life all over and fly with Jesus out among the stars. And fly with Jesus out among the stars.
This is the Glendora Vegetarian Club,
Where I'm going.
and Glendora is having her special vegan Thanksgiving dinner.
Did you find it?
The first vegetable is turnip. The turnip is delectable. The second one is whole potatoes, boiled. The third one is squash, Hubbard squash. The fourth one is white bread dressing, and the second one is cornbread dressing, and the next one is peas, those little tiny petite peas that are so sweet. And the next one is whole cranberry sauce. And for dessert, pumpkin pie. Glendora is going to have vegetarian chicken patties. Tomorrow, Madeline is going to have Gardein vegan orange mandarin chicken. We are all here happy.
Just anything?
I love the way you read.
Never underestimate the potential of just being a positive vegan role model to influence people, especially kids. Tap into their natural curiosity about life and encourage their creativity. Kids are continually shaping their identities through their daily activities, and you have the potential to influence their adventurous spirit with food. Make it fun. Encourage them to experiment. Teach them lessons. Let them get messy. Roll up their sleeves and give them a job. When I was a little girl, my mom had me cut up all the vegetables for dinner when I got home from school. She showed me how to use a vegetable peeler and a knife and told me to cut them uniformly. I learned that by cutting the vegetables the same size, they would cook evenly. I learned math when she told me to cut the potatoes into quarters. She showed me how to set the timer and explained that cooking time varied depending on the food. She let me decorate my salad with carrot, ribbons, and sliced cucumber that I scored with a fork to make it look like zebra stripes. All of these little tasks gave me a sense of confidence in the kitchen, and cooking became a fun experience I looked forward to, with the meal at the end of the reward. How much am I supposed to read?
I think that was very good.
Yeah, I picked a
I love to hear you read. Now, would you read me another one from Powerful Vegan Statements? Want me to take that one, hon, out of your way?
Okay, this stuff is nice and hot.
We ready to eat?
In a minute.
Madeline, thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Folks, I've been working all day on this,
I know you have.
well, I'm telling the camera.
Oh.
Should I read or what?
No, go ahead and read, because the chick things are not.
Average American, The Power of One, Robert Amer. Inspirational and transformative are not words I use very frequently. However, both are very appropriate to describe the two occasions I met Jay Dinshaw. In 1975, I was 25 years young and a graduate student studying social work at Boston U.
For whom, honey?
I was
A social worker for whom?
at Boston University.
Interesting.
I was one of the fortunate 1,500 attendees to ascend onto the University of Maine campus for the Congress. It was there that my early experiments with a vegan diet and AHIMSA
Or himsa.
Himsa.
Harmless. It means harmless.
lifestyle philosophy crystallized. The
Harmlessness.
collective energy of that experience was instrumental in shaping the next 39 years and counting of
Wow.
dedication to a vegetarian and eventually vegan path. It was entirely due to Jay, his family, and army of devoted volunteers that this event was made possible. His boundless energy, grassroots organizing skills, and commitment to the cause were the inspiration behind its success.
I think that's very interesting. I didn't know.
Now you know.
Yes, and you know, he put an ad in the newspaper in London for a wife to come to America, somebody to come to America and marry him and spend her life with him with the American Vegan Society. And that is Freya, our friend Freya that we talked to.
Wow, she
Yeah.
answered an ad.
Yeah,
Wow.
she came and she did it. And her mother and father were devastated, of course, that she's going off to America to
Sure.
marry somebody
You know her,
they'd
Mary?
never
No.
that they never met. Oh, that was very interesting, George. You want me to take that one?
Yeah.
Okay. What else you
Is
got?
your minute
Hey,
up
there
yet?
is a vegan positive cartoon in the advertiser.
Where?
In the advertiser.
I didn't
It's
see.
Feathers Along the Mohawk, and it's I don't know if you know the characters for that, but it's a small bird and a turkey. And the turkey is sitting inside of a pumpkin, and the bird says, "Happy Thanksgiving." And the turkey says, "Not yet, I'm still worried I could end up as dinner." And the bird says, "We gotta make it so you're invisible." And so in the next picture, you see that the turkey is inside the pumpkin, and it's painted in camouflage. And the bird says, "Genius, almost done." And the turkey says, "You guys are the best."
All right, thank you for. Will you pick out the headline of the advertiser and that cartoon? Would you, honey?
You want me to cut them out?
Yeah, cut them out and paste them.
Okie doke.
Good for you for finding that.
Yeah, I just think that's nice, because I've seen a whole bunch today that were not so nice.
Well, good for you, advertiser.
Yeah, good for
What's your
advertising.
third book, Joyce?
Oh, well, that's it. Well, there's One Vegan Living.
Yeah, tell us, pick a page from that. You've read from that before.
Parties and potlucks. Handling invitations to someone's house for dinner, a potluck, or other type of gathering is also cause for some contemplation. It's best to be honest with your host right away and address any concerns you may have. They may or may not know you are a vegan, much less what you do or do not eat. Try to stick to the basics. Fully spell it out, but try to be tactful when inquiring about what they will be serving and what may be suitable or available to you for you.
Give me an example of what you would say to a hostess. Madeline, what would you say to a hostess?
I would say, well, I don't know.
I
I've never-
wouldn't say anything. I would just eat what's vegan.
Oh, okay.
And if there wasn't
That's
anything...
pretty much what I do every time.
Yeah, and if there isn't anything, you drink a glass of water.
Honey, where are your scissors and your glue?
The scissors are in the bottom drawer over in the kitchen, honey, by the stove.
Okay.
See the little top drawer that's next to me?
The top one or the, okay.
Top one, hon. See it?
Yep.
So did you spend all day making those pretty cupcakes?
No, Sandy's daughter, Alyssa,
Yeah.
has a job at Hannaford's in the bakery department.
Oh, and
She made them.
Oh,
You can have them all, honey, 'cause I don't care for cupcakes.
They're
okay.
not vegan though? Can I have one?
We can have them all.
But they're not vegan, right?
What would you think?
I doubt it.
No, I'm sure not.
You can have them, Joyce. Dawn can have them. I would say to my hostess, would you mind if I told you that I was vegan and I will not eat any animal products? Would you be insulted after you have prepared this delicious dinner? And would it be all right with you if I didn't eat any animal products? How's that?
That's negative.
No, that's, you know what?
What?
I don't know that you need to ask permission, but
No.
But it's nice that you're telling her at least.
I had a cousin who invited another cousin for dinner, and the cousin was vegetarian, and she was highly insulted that they hadn't made anything special for her.
Oh.
I would never expect, unless the host wanted to do something special. And in this case, they had plenty of vegetarian food for the cousin, and she walked out.
No,
That's not nice.
that is not nice.
Not at all.
Oh, that's terrible.
I think so.
All right, I think those chicky patties are done.
And another thing is that when you tell people you're vegetarian, what they want to do is open up a can of peas.
Well, and the other thing is a lot of people bring their own food, even if they're not vegetarians.
Yeah.
If they have a special diet,
Yes.
they bring their own wherever they go.
Yeah.
So there are lots of ways to deal with it.
Right.
Yes, and folks, you don't know how much easier it is now than it was 40 years ago when I started out.
Absolutely.
Well, Glenn, I don't think you have any glue here. Oh, yep, there's a little bit in there.
Bring it over, honey, and I'll do it for you.
I got it.
There's no. Well, that's a lot softer than mine.
If that's empty, you can throw it away.
No, it's not actually. It just needed to be brought up. That's
Good up. Good out.
All right, there it is.
Joyce, thank you for reading.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Come, ye thankful people, come. Raise
Da-dee-dee-da-da-dum.
All is safe.
They took the eggs out.
So you wouldn't know,
Eggs in them as
Yeah.
a binder.
but isn't it?
Madeline says that
inside?
Morningstar Farm doesn't have eggs in them anymore.
Delicious.
Oh, good.
No, but
I've been waiting for that for years. You know that, Madeline? I've been waiting for Morningstar Farms to stop using egg.
Me too.
There's no need to use eggs. You can use anything to hold things together.
I agree.
Right.
Including things that are very similar to eggs.
So what's the chicken made out of?
Soy, probably.
You can use starch, Joyce. You can use tapioca. You can use arrowroot. You can use potato.
And they make something called just eggs that's very much like eggs.
And if you didn't tell someone, they wouldn't have known.
Oh, they'd never know. And I have egg replacer,
Right.
which is a commercial product you can buy at the health food store.
You had it with the cranberry.
Well, while we're enjoying this delicious vegan Thanksgiving dinner, what was the cartoon about, Madeline? Say it again.
It was a little bird and a worm, and they're friends with a turkey, and the turkey was hiding because he didn't want to be dinner, and so they camouflaged the pumpkin that he was hiding in.
Good for you, turkey. Folks, I have to report to you that the Glendora Vegetarian Club is finishing up year 7. We are currently in year 7.
Wow.
It will be finished, folks, on the last week of February. Our last week of February, Joyce, that meeting will be the beginning of our 7th year.
7th to
That's
8th.
amazing.
And it was started at the Nassau Free Library under the directorship of Catherine Chansky. We were going down the stairs into the basement reading room when I said to Catherine, who was in front of me, let's start a vegetarian club. And she stopped going down the stairs and turned around and looked up at me and said, good idea.
Good.
And that's how that started. And that will be 7 years ago, the first week of February. We have to date spent $32,000 helping the animals.
Wow.
Now, Madeline and Joyce, that does not include the $53,000 that we have spent on airtime
Wow.
urging people to go vegan.
That's amazing, Glenn.
What's that?
An alarm.
That alarm that you hear
Yeah.
That's to make us remember the spin of the earth every 24 hours. Day and night, day to accomplish great things and nighttime to rest sweetly. To thank the universe for electromagnetism and for gravity and for the red, white, and red, green, what are the colors? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue,
Yeah.
violet, X-rays and gamma rays, and to remember how great it is to have air that
Yes, it
keeps
is.
things clean, that gives us sound, and that keeps us alive. 3 minutes without it, what would happen, folks?
Brain death.
Yeah, that'll be the end. We thankful for the water, the great big seas, the great big oceans, and the tiny Valachikill that goes through our backyard. And bicycles will be going through our backyard soon. They're building a bicycle path, folks. Have you heard about that?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what that is, a bicycle path?
Rail
dear.
trail, it's called.
For bicycles.
Anything.
Uh-huh.
But
And it goes down Route 2.
non-motorized.
It goes down Route 203, Joyce.
It's going to go all the way across the state.
It is, honey?
Yep.
Wow.
And recently I said to somebody, much as I love rail trails, they are spending like $3 billion on it.
Oh, my
And-
goodness.
Too many poor, homeless.
That's right, Joyce.
So the gal that I said it to said, oh yeah, but it's healthy. Sure, it's healthy to walk on the trail, but a lot of money.
Thank you for
Yes,
standing
yes,
up for the animals.
Certainly walk in the woods and all other kind of places. You don't have to have a trail.
That's correct.
And then also to be thankful for the earth, the big rock, for all the rocks that make the hills and the mountains, for the stones, for the pebbles, for the sand, for the black earth out of which came this potato, the peas, the turnip, and what else, folks?
Squash,
Squash,
Cranberries.
cranberries.
cranberries, that wonderful black soil. And thankful for photosynthesis and for the animals, for the fish, for the birds, for the mammals, for dogs and cats,
We love dogs and cats.
and for people.
Right.
Some people.
Yeah.
Some people. No, for all people. All right, that's what we do when you hear that alarm every night. We remember the spin of the earth.
That's nice. So, have one.
Some dirt
The-
on Hillary.
Anybody want to guess what number meeting this is?
Oh, 92.
Hey, you did it!
Get out of town.
No, you did it!
Really?
Honestly.
Good guess, huh?
This is the
Right on the
92nd
spot.
meeting of the Glendora Vegetarian Club.
Funny.
How come I can't pick those numbers for the lottery?
Did you ever have a sweet potato pie?
I have.
It tastes exactly like a pumpkin pie.
They're very good. It depends where you get your sweet potato pies.
Right,
I like Buddhists because they're so compassionate
right.
and they think of others instead of themselves. I like Seventh-day Adventists because they are vegetarian.
Right.
I like Roman Catholics because they were the original Christian church. And they are so devoted. They have made a lot of mistakes. As one pope said, the Catholic Church should get down on its knees and ask to be forgiven.
Should. It still should be.
Yeah.
I like the Methodists because they simplify everything. I like the Puritans for the same reason. The Presbyterians, I can't go with their predestination that you're all figured out already.
Never heard that.
I don't care for that. I like the Christian Scientists because They believe if you're holy with God, you will be well and you can heal.
Right.
I like them all. And every one of them are things I don't like. And Joyce Baum said,
Thank you, Glendora, for your wonderful hospitality, delicious food, and scintillating company. Hooray!
thank you, dear. Thank you both.
Now, will I be on CBS 11 o'clock news?
No, but you will be on TV and 74 TV stations.
So who airs this?
Has the company gone, folks? Yep, the company's gone. This is my mother's recipe box. Candy, cookies, cakes, entrees, salads. Her life was from 1888, the blizzard of 88, through 1991, I think. She was 83 years old. Does that add up? And she was a superb cook. And you're the cutest little timer. For some reason, when you get under the electronic magnifier, you beep. And nobody has asked you to beep. And it beeps. The heartbeat. It heartbeat, honey. Remember, it's silent and it's unobtrusive, but it's been beating all these years. It started you up and it's going to stop you. What? This beat. Why did you have, isn't this Thanksgiving? Yes, it is. Why did you have Thanksgiving dinner the night before? Because the Glendora Vegetarian Club always meets on the last Wednesday of every month. Last Wednesday of every month. So, that's when we have our totally vegan Thanksgiving dinner. There was a cartoon in the advertiser, and congratulations to you, advertiser. A worm and a bird are talking to a turkey, and the turkey is scared. 4 turkeys. How terribly they are treated. And on all days, a day of giving thanks, and to go out and do a thing like that to a turkey that did nothing to anybody. Then the cartoon, The Bird and the Worm. The turkey is inside a pumpkin. So the bird and the worm, they cover up the pumpkin and call it pumpkin pie, pumpkin, so that it looks like a pumpkin. And the turkey is safe. So what did you have instead of turkey? We had Morningstar Farms breaded chicken patties, which are very well made, and now Madeline claims they're made without eggs. I wonder if that's too good to be true. But today is the Red Robin Animal Sanctuary vegan potluck. And we will take Gardine's Mandarin Orange Chicken to that. 2 packages of that. That'll be about $10. And what did you have, Glendora? Well, the day started out around 7 o'clock to turn on the oven and cook a pumpkin pie. You can get a vegan pumpkin pie at the Honest Weight health food store. You can buy a vegan pumpkin pie. And next thing was to cut up the turnip and peel it and cook it. Now there's something wrong about that. That's not fair to the turnip. That's how the turnip progenerates, how the turnip reproduces. It grows this wonderful storage underground to keep it going, and then the seeds come, and that's how it has its babies. So it's really not right to eat a turnip. And the same thing can say for the potatoes that were boiled. Now squash, that's different. Squash generates, reproduces by those seeds. So you can take the seeds out, then eat the squash, and no harm is done. And then I cooked white bread dressing and cornbread dressing, and then petite peas, and then cranberry sauce. So it was totally vegan. Were there a few things I should have told you? I'll give you the stats again. We're finishing up our 6th year and we'll be starting year 7. No, that's wrong. We'll be starting year 8. We will be starting year 8 on the last Wednesday of February 2020. That will be year 8. We're finishing up our year 7 right now. 6 years are completed, and we have another 2 months into year 7, and then we start the year 8. 800 pages of record and 1,000 hours, and $32,000. That is mostly donations to animal organizations and buying vegan food for people and taking people to vegan lunches and anything vegan. What else was I to tell you on that? This is again Thanksgiving 2019. A freighter carrying a load of purple paint collided with a freighter carrying a load of red paint, and at the last report, the crews of both ships were marooned. And that's why we're wearing maroon. So we can tell that joke in color. In costume. What time is the Red Robin vegan potluck? About 1 o'clock. Now there is an arm to the Red Robin vegan potluck. Some people have 2 tables reserved for plant-based. Now plant-based is really beyond vegan. Plant-based is better than vegan. You can buy many vegan products that are not good for you and that shouldn't be eaten. Whereas plant-based avoids that. Plant-based is blameless, harmless, and without rebuke. Was there anything else? Oh yes, you can have a vegetarian starter kit. I have some. If you want to call up or go to a chat with Glendora at gmail.com. Or call 518 610 5810 518 610 5810. We are listening to Jolly Joy Journal for June 2018. And it makes you feel as though you're in June. It is so graphic. It is a video, it is SD, which is the size of a postage stamp, which SD size of a postage stamp will hold 96 hours of video. What's that, 2 weeks? My friend has a cat and we're playing a game. We used to make believe that his name is Leaf, and we used to make believe that he would call up .com and he would tell .com all of his adventures. And we thought that was pretty fun, and we thought it was a good time. .com stopped listening on April the 28th, 2019. So Glendora takes .com's place and listens to Leaf. And she finds his adventures very interesting. How he looks out the street window and he watches everything that goes on there, and that he is the town cat. And I said he should get a uniform, and his person says he's an undercover cat. So he doesn't have a vehicle either. Couldn't he have a plainclothes vehicle? And then he watches out the yard window and makes sure that everything in that yard, in that neighborhood, is okay. And he watches out for tomcats, because he's not a tomcat. Now, anything else about the Glendora Vegetarian Club? Where do we go next month? We didn't discuss that. What are your choices? You can go to Burger King, because they have a vegan hamburger. The Impossible Whopper, they call it. We can go to Bergen Wolf in Albany. Now that might be good. Now that might be good. We can go to Bergen and Wolf in Troy. We could go to Thrive. The month of December is not exactly a friendly time to go to the Berkshires. We might adjourn on that one. Or you. Are you going to do all these things when I leave? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think you have the impetus. I don't think you have the calling. In simple trust like theirs who heard. In simple trust like those who heard. Beside the Syrian Sea, the gracious calling of the Lord. Do you hear it? The gracious calling of the Lord. Like them, without a word, rise up and follow thee. John Greenleaf Whittier. In simple trust like theirs who heard, beside the Syrian Sea, the gracious calling of the Lord. Like them, without a word, rise up and follow thee. Have you heard the gracious calling of the word? Did you rise up and follow? You know, the Apostle John was just a teenager when he started following Christ. John and James, the sons of Zebedee, Christ called them, and without a word, they rose up and followed him. And as John, the youth, is following Christ, Christ turns around and said, "What are you looking for?" A very telling question. Have you been asked, what are you looking for? What did John say? There's no record. But I would think he would have said, you. I'm looking for you. Was there anything else to say about the Glendora Vegetarian Club? Starter kit, free starter kit, put out by Compassion Over Killing, which was a little after-school club started by a boy, and it's grown into an animal protection agency for, I think, 20 years now. It's in Washington, D.C. It happened, in Washington, D.C. Madeline Chapin and Joyce Baum, thank you. Scott went to his sister down near Worcester, Massachusetts. Gregory is no longer alive. Which is inexplicable. All right. Thank you, Madeline Chapin, for cleaning up. Joyce did her share of cleaning up by taking away food, taking it home. Okay. On Thanksgiving Day, will you help me get these commercials ready for Broadcast TV Channel 6, CBS, Albany, New York? This is number, we did 3 extras, you know, last time. In the big green hat, dark green costume. This is the maroon one, as I told you, the maroon corduroy. Okay, clock is ready.